start to life as Manchester United head coach for Michael Carrick following their 2-0 win over City. United now travel to Premier League leaders Arsenal on Super Sunday. Charlie, it was a great start, 2-0. They could have had more. If they produced that performance against Arsenal, do they get the win?
No.
Oh, OK, why not?
No, I don't think so, because the quality of the performance of Manchester United was there for everybody to see. The quality of performance of Man City that they provided was there, clear for everyone to see. But Arsenal haven't done that. Do I expect Arsenal to set up the way City do? Do I expect Arsenal to get done on the break like Man City did? No, I don't. Man City's back five, the goal, it's been phenomenal. It's been stand out for them this season. They're so solid. So, listen, I think if Man United go there and play the same, can they get something from the game? Maybe. Do I see them winning? Is it enough to win the game? I don't think so.
Why were they so different under Carrick there than they have been under Amrin? Is it simply playing players in the best positions, or what is it?
Players in the positions, players stop trying to blame the manager, better application towards playing for the club. A number of things. What's gone on at Manchester United over the last 12, 14 months has been laughable at times because nobody's been there to take accountability. Fans are blaming the manager, managers saying about this formation with the players, and now all of a sudden Michael Carrick comes in, one game, plays players in the right place, so say. But that performance we haven't seen at all for the last 14 months.
No, and I know Roy Keane says don't get carried away, but it's hard not to for the fans at the moment because, like you say, that was a performance that they'd all been wanting. If Carrick does well in the next few months, can you see him getting this job permanently as the manager?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, and the reason why is for learning from your mistakes. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this happened, interim, done really well, offered him the job, and then didn't take Manchester United to the next level. So maybe there's the one where they can learn from their mistakes. And this is not taking anything away from Michael Carrick. He'd done his job at Middlesbrough, then he's learned along his way. Maybe this is the stopgap that he needs to take his own career to the next level. And then does Manchester United job come around in years to come? Who knows? But for right now, I'm not sure it'd be the right thing for him or Manchester United.
But have they done the right thing in terms of going with somebody that knows the club in terms of this short-term period?
Yeah, because they needed to get in a position now where they didn't have time for a new manager to come in, add his ideas that are not including what Manchester United's DNA is. Michael Carrick's played and he's been involved with it, he's won the Champions League, he's done all that with Manchester United. So it was probably the right decision to bring him in, rather than bringing someone from left field, I say, and that's kind of implement his own DNA on the football club.
This will be a real test for them, won't they, like you say, against Arsenal. In terms of Arsenal, how many trophies do they pick up this season, do you think?
It's just funny. I think we talk about have these conversations. Can they win a quadruple? And the clubs that are at the top. I think that's so. I don't think it's a cheat. It's
you
there.
Want to say impossible, don't you?
Yeah, I want to say impossible. When you think about it, good Man City teams, Liverpool, over the years, I don't think they win all four. I really don't. I think they win the league. I think that's pretty much done, if I'm honest. I think the gap's too big. I don't think the teams will break that down because they're so inconsistent. The League Cup is one thing, getting to the final. If Man City are on this run come February, who knows, because Newcastle have got a bit to go. If they get the double, if they win the league, that's the cherry on top. But if they win two, that'd be an amazing achievement for Arsenal this season.
It's kind of flipped, isn't it? Would your 08 team compete? Well, you would compete against this team, but how does it compare to your 2018, which was probably the best team I've ever played against? This squad compared to that one?
Yeah, we battle them. No, I think we would. I think we would. So,
it took you all of half a second to come up with that answer.
First goal, Victor Gyökeres doesn't score that. He's on the move, he's going forward, he's gambling, and obviously he gets 2 goals, he comes off. And Gabby Jesus, look at these, just look at the numbers here. It's been a long, long time since he scored 2 in the Champions League. We're going back, what's that, last second, November 2023.
2 years ago.
So it's a long old time ago. So for him, it's a great moment for him. It's great for Brazil as well with the World Cup coming up. But I think for Arsenal now, it's creating more problems because Victor Gyökeres came in, he will expect to start. You've got Moreno, who wants to be played because of the World Cup. You've got Kai Havertz, who wants to be played. And this man at the moment is the one that's taking it off all of them. So a lot happening for Arsenal, but that train just keeps going. They can make 3 or 4 changes and nothing changes.
So you're saying that if you were Mikel Arteta, you would no doubt start Gabby Jesus this weekend in the Premier League?
Absolutely. Yeah, Gabby Jesus. Again, you have to manage him because he's come back off a long injury. Again, you try to get Kai Havertz fit. Look, Gyökeres has done nothing wrong, but he hasn't set the world alight. And when you're at the team that's top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, you expect the strikers to be doing more than that. And great for him to get the goal tonight. He can enjoy that, but I just feel if you're Mikel Arteta, you know now I've got the hot hand. I need to leave Gabby Jesus in.
Troy's been very nice. Gyökeres, for me, hasn't hit the ground running. And for me, he's been given a lot of opportunity by Mikel Arteta in the games that he's played, and we haven't seen enough. Gabriel Jesus, there's never been an issue with the ability that he has and the talented player that he is. His issue staying fit. It's keeping him fit for longer periods of time. I think for me, he would be the #1 striker that you would start with because his ability speaks for himself. And like Troy says, he's a fox in the box. He wants to score goals. That's what he thinks about, scoring goals, and he's going to get himself in the right place, in the right area, forward momentum, thinking about scoring goals and hunger for it. I have not seen that in Gyökeres right now. I think for me, he's trying to run and be a team player, but your job, and as these two would know, is your job is to score goals. If I'm a manager, that is your bread and butter. I expect you to do the basic of running, hard work and things like that, but I'm going to judge you by putting the ball in the back of the net, and if you don't do that, then you're not doing your job. And for me, he's had opportunities and good chances. Yes, he gets a goal today. But if you said you had to pick one to start with, Gabriel Jesus, for me, is the one that you pick. But the only thing is you worry about, like you said, you've got to build him back in slowly to get that fitness to make sure he can strong and be available for a long period of time. But he is definitely the better striker to start.
It's uncanny how many set-piece goals they're scoring and how much difficulty they put teams in. And these are some of the best teams in the world that they get all the footage, they have all the clips, they see it. And these coaches, by the way, in the modern day especially, they will watch these clips over and over again, especially from set pieces. They'll freeze it, they'll see where guys are, and they'll have an answer for it. Kibu is a young coach, but still, these guys are very smart at figuring things out. No one in European football or in the Premier League has been able to figure out how to stop Arsenal on set pieces.
Monaco did a bit.
It's actually crazy, though. I mean, well, listen, they can't score every single time, but it seems like every week we're talking about how many goals they're scoring from the set pieces. Like, today they were probably up to that point when they scored the second goal, probably not convincingly the better team in that game. Inter were okay, they created a couple moments. But because the set piece is such a gut punch because you're in a game and you're playing all these phases of play and then all of a sudden from a dead ball situation, from nothing. How can you mark the goal they scored today on the set piece? It's in swinging cross to the back post. Trossard the ball's almost out. It's 6 inches from being out. He heads it off the crossbar, back to the post between defenders, and Jesus knocks it in. You can't defend
that. But it's also because it's inter-zonal. I think you could make it a lot more difficult. I think Inter make it easy for Arsenal because we said it so many times. When you do zonal marking, if a team puts in a ball with the right quality and these players can have a run-up, there's nothing you can do about it. We already say Arsenal have players who are willing to attack the ball. I think Inter made it easy for them by all going zonal. Arsenal players start in the back. No Inter players are marking it. They're already in the zonal match.
I think everyone.
Sometimes some people do have zonals in 1 or 2 players and the rest are marking one-on-one or marking someone.
Would you man-mark everybody?
I wouldn't say man-mark everybody. I think there's 1 or 2 areas you can go zonal and then there's another way where you can make players compete. Because like you said, Trossard comes and gets the header in the back. By the time that an Inter player tries to make it difficult for him, heads it against the post. And then because they're standing zonal, it makes it easy for Jesus to score. When you give players that opportunity, you know as well, you've been a manager. If you give some players an inch, they'll take a yard because they'll just stand there and be like, well, why didn't you go and attack it? Why didn't you go and attack it? It's got nothing to do with
Inter, though. They do this every week to whoever they play.
No, okay, but for this goal, I'm talking about specifically this goal, yes. Other teams do make it easy because they do what they do. I've always said, when a team's going to be a bit more brave and take a risk and say, let's leave a few players up, let's see, and then give your goalkeeping opportunity to come out.
Well, Gabby, you said before the game, and it's your first Champions League start in 14 months, it was special, but wow, what a night for you in the end.
Yeah, it's a dream night, you know. I always dreamed to be a footballer, you know. Like I said before, I watched when I was a kid, I watched a lot Serie A, Italian football. So to be here in this stadium, I have played here 2 times already, and then to score here is just like tears on my eyes because I always dreamed to be here. So yeah, is all the glory for Jesus.
Was this the sort of night you had to visualise when it was hard with the injury over 11 months or so?
For sure, like I said before, there is always a reason to happen things. Even when it's a good things or when it's problems, difficult times. So I learned that in my 11 months out of the field, the pitch. And then, like I said, without Jesus for sure, he'll be not here.
Well, what have Arsenal shown collectively tonight to Europe with this sort of statement win against last year's finalists?
Like I said before the game, it's always difficult to play against Inter Milan. Last season we went here and then we lost. We had a difficult game like tonight. But tonight we played, I think, better than them. We control them. Obviously they are top team. They have a lot of top players, and then they attack. They are playing home. But at the end, we score, and then we got the 3 points, the chances, and then that's it. It's an amazing feeling now, but we have to keep going because we have another one in the weekend.
Yeah, and you'll want to be starting that game, won't you now?
Well, I think the thing to think about starting in this moment, obviously, everyone wants to start, everyone wants to play, to get minutes, to get the chances, I'm very respectful guy, I understand all the situation. I'm no kid anymore, I'm 28, looks like I'm still young. I'm old, but I'm still young. So I understand football, I understand how it works. So and I was so happy that Vic come on and score a goal, because a striker without goal is always difficult. I have been fighting with this all my career, but still, I'm so happy that I score, Vic score, and then I'm 100% sure when Kai have the chance, he'll score and help us as well.
Feels like the perfect night. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Champions League, thanks to their 7th straight win in the competition. They beat Inter Milan 3-1 at the San Siro. After the game, Mikel Arteta praised the incredible depth of the squad and the quality in the squad. But is it the best in Europe? We're asking you that, Leanne, because he made 7 changes to his starting 11, still won away at Inter Milan. Certainly not a bad side. So is it the best squad in Europe?
Oh, that's a difficult one, Tom, because you look at teams like Bayern Munich. But right now, it will be the best squad in Europe if they go on to win the Premier League and, they continue to win other stuff. But I think this Arsenal side this year, they do look different. I know they had the result against Liverpool when they should have won. It was 0-0 at the Emirates. Obviously, the game against Forest at the weekend, and it all feels a little bit shaky. But, this is the year for me. It's now or never for Mikel Arteta with this Arsenal squad. The fact that Declan Rice, you can rest him against a team like last night and they still perform well. Timber has been sensational this year. And they've had injuries, haven't they? Mosquera's come back into the lineup. He was injured. Nketiah has been injured. They've had Saliba and Gabriel injured. Odegaard was on the bench last night.
No strikers at one point.
Exactly. Kai Havertz, though, I think Mikel Arteta would favour Kai Havertz if he was fully fit in that number 9 spot. I love Mikel Moreno. I think he's done an unbelievable job when he's come into the team. Norgard can't even get a look in. He started against Portsmouth in the FA Cup the other week at centre-back, and he's a top player. So we talk about squad depth that they have. It is an array of talent. And fair play to Mikel Arteta, because I've sat on this show many, many times over the years and said, at what point do you start to question him? Because, every year, we're getting closer, but you haven't won it. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like if they don't do it this year, there's something seriously wrong. And I think, I know a lot of people are reluctant to say they're going to do it, but for me, they're going to do it, Tom. They have to. There's no denying.
I think people are certainly starting to come round to that way of thinking. Gabriel Jesus scored twice. He started last night. Gyökeres came off the bench and scored. So if that was their only issue this season, that seems to now be going out the way. But who starts against Manchester United? Jesus, Gyökeres?
As a Man United fan, do you want me to answer this question, or as a pundit? I'll answer it as a pundit.
Both.
I think when I look at Gyökeres, I've given him quite a lot of stick, because I just don't see a player in there. But what I saw last night, right, the goal that he scored, I saw a change of pace, Tom. He made a really attacking run, right? And I haven't seen that type of change of pace. You can see his teammates really wanting to succeed. When he scores, and you can see how happy they are for him. Quality-wise, I genuinely think if Kai Havertz is fit and healthy, which it doesn't seem like he is yet, because he's been on the bench a number of times and hasn't come in, I think Mikel Arteta is playing Kai Havertz. I think at the weekend, I think he'll start with Gyökeres, because it seems like that is his man at this moment in time. Gabriel Jesus, you know, before his injury, wasn't scoring a lot of goals, but he offers a lot. He works hard. You know what I mean? But ultimately, as a forward, you're going to be judged by putting the ball in the back of the net. I think Gyökeres, last night, that goal he scored, that could be a massive turning point for me because, you know, yes, he got a goal and assist in the previous game against Chelsea. People can say it's a tap-in, a goal's a goal. But the assist for me for Zubimendi against Chelsea is what he's there for, Tom. You know, occupying the two centre-backs, staying in between them, that's happy days for the centre-backs. But when Jesus is playing or when Moreno or Kai Havertz is in that role, they're stretching the line. And that's what Arsenal need. People talk about service, you know, with the players like Saka. Jamie Redknapp made a really good point on Monday Night Football the other week about the inverted wingers and them coming in. And there's this whole thing about, you know, him being annoyed at Saka for not putting the ball in the back of the net. I don't think it's personal. I've been there myself when you're thinking, just give me the ball. You know, give me the service and I'll put it in the back of the net. So Gyökeres has to make his own, make the runs as well. And I think last night, he looked decent. Well,
the poll at the moment is who should start up front for Arsenal against Manchester United. 60% say Jesus, 29% say Gyökeres, 7% say Havertz, and 4% say Mikel Merino. But yeah, 60% at the moment of the people voting on that poll say Gabriel Jesus, who did score 2 last night. Let's